Hello everyone, this is Priyanka and welcome to my channel Life of Pri. We planned this trip pretty last minute, therefore didn't have a lot of time researching. So I will include our best and not so great experiences in our Alaska travel series, giving you ideas for planning your summer trip to Alaska. So sit back and enjoy with us this magnificent 49th state of America. I was very excited for this day and we started as early as 4:30 a.m. from Chena Hot Springs Resort to our next adventure. We booked 2 seats with Northern Alaska Tour Company to go to the Arctic Circle sign. The pickup was at Fairbanks and we made a mistake of not staying at Fairbanks. So if you are taking this tour, please stay at Fairbanks instead of Chena Hot Springs Resort and avoid the extra hours of driving. For the Arctic Circle Drive Adventure Guided Ground Tour, that's quite a mouthful, right? The departure time was 6:30 a.m. and thankfully we reached by 6 a.m. After completing all the formalities, we met our guide and boarded our vehicle.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning!
How are you doing?
Awesome! To go to the Arctic Circle, you'll have to take the Dalton Highway that begins in Living Good about 84 miles north of Fairbanks and ends in Dead Horse, Alaska 414 miles later at Prudhoe Bay. This highway was named after James W. Dalton. The Dalton Highway is considered as one of the most dangerous highways in the world. It is largely a gravel road and extremely remote, with little human habitation starting a little further away from Fairbanks. This narrow road is mainly used by trucks carrying supplies to Dead Horse or Prudhoe Bay. The road conditions will vary depending on weather. Travelers who want to come here on their own are encouraged to bring survival gear in case they run into trouble. Initially, we thought of driving here on our own, but most vehicle rental companies do not allow their vehicles to travel on the Dalton Highway. So we decided not to come here by ourselves and seek help from the expert and booked this tour. It is a very bumpy ride and anyone who has motion sickness will find it hard to sit through the entire drive. Also, there are no medical facilities for around 500 miles. Well, gold mining is a major industry in Alaska, and as our guide was telling us facts and stories and showing us spots outside from our vehicle where you could possibly mine some gold, we fell asleep. Come on, we had a very early morning, remember? So we kind of fell asleep during the beginning of the tour. All along the Dalton Highway, you'll see the Trans-Alaskan pipeline system. It will be very hard to visually miss it after a point. We stopped at this point and our guide, who was extremely knowledgeable, explained to us everything that he knew about the TAPS or the Trans-Alaska Pipeline System.
So this is the Trans-Alaskan Pipeline. You may hear it called TAPS, which stands for Trans-Alaskan Pipeline System. That'll come important here in a minute.
TAPS is an oil transportation system spanning Alaska all the way from Valdez to Prudhoe Bay. The crude oil pipeline is privately owned by the Alaska Pipeline Service Company. We got to see and learn about so much in this tour. And whoever thought that we would ever cross the Yukon River? The Yukon River is a major water source of northwestern North America. It runs 200 miles from Canada to the Bering Sea. This bridge on the Dalton Highway that we are driving on right now is called E.L. Patton Bridge, and it is the only bridge crossing over the Yukon River in Alaska. We continued to move on with our bumpy ride and reached our next stop. This is a very important stop for a lot of reasons. Our guide cum driver fueled up our vehicle while we freshened up and bought some souvenirs as well as some coffee. We carried our own food like lots and lots of sandwiches, cookies from Walmart, just so that we were prepared. But if you sign up with the company, you will get a hot meal for lunch as well as dinner from this place right here. This was also a good time to stretch our legs and just walk by the river, enjoy the soothing weather.
It is cold.
You stick your head under there.
It's so cold.
Drink it and taste it.
Oh, this is
Yes.
refreshing.
There will be a few restroom breaks during this long drive in case you were wondering, and this was another stop. From here, we actually got to feel the Arctic weather as it got pretty chilly.
We're in the wild Arctic.
I'm so cold.
Tundra ecosystems are treeless regions found in the Arctic and on top of mountains, where it's mostly frost-molded landscapes, extremely low precipitation, and short growing seasons. Tundra is the coldest of all biomes. An unexpected stop that we absolutely loved was right here. Our guide decided to show us what permafrost looked and felt like. So, permafrost is ground that is continuously frozen below 0 degrees Celsius for 2 or more years, located on land or under the ocean. Most common in the northern hemisphere, around 15% of it is permafrost.
So on the tundra, there are these things called tussock heads. And tussock heads are basically permafrost dirt that's pushed up and then this grass has grown on it. And as you walk on it, if you step on it, it could twist your ankle. So if you step where I step, you'll be all right. Okay. So we're gonna go right through here. Is. You have to go down a little bit, probably a foot or so, and you'll hit it.
Got it. It's hard.
Yeah. So this is lichen right here. And this right here is tundra moss. So when I dig this up, you'll see.
There you go.
So I'm gonna dig right here. It's just so you can put your knees on. Now, if you reach all the way down to the bottom, I have paper towels. This is permafrost right here. It is silt based, so when you touch it, and then you can touch the sides of the wall as well, and just feel the coldness.
Yeah. Totally. Yes.
Oh, yeah, it's ice. It is silt ice, so.
Oh, yeah.
Then you can feel the sides and feel how wet it is. All right. So around Fairbanks, there's several places where they come and they dig up this stuff, peat moss. Okay, that's what this top part is. If you look at it, it's got distinct layers. This is the peat moss that people will come and get for their garden. Okay, so I just have a small piece here, right? Okay, now if this works right, here we go. We ready?
Ooh.
Whoa.
Wow.
That's the blanket that keeps the permafrost frozen. And that's how much water just came out of that little bitty piece. So we'll put all this back in here.
I never ever imagined I would walk on Arctic tundra vegetation or touch permafrost. These were things I'd only read in books, studied in geography classes, but getting to experience them in real world was amazing. The Arctic Circle is one of the 2 polar circles and the northmost of the 5 major circles of latitude as shown on the maps of Earth. It separates the Arctic zone in the north from the northern temperate zone in the south. The Arctic Circle marks the southernmost latitude at which on December solstice, which is the shortest day of the year in the northern hemisphere, the sun will not rise all day. And on the June solstice, which is the longest day of the year in the northern hemisphere, the sun will not set. The Arctic Circle passes through the far north region of Alaska, and since we were here during the summertime, we took this as an opportunity to visit this monument sign. Our guide actually laid down a red carpet for us, and usually people think of unique ways of posing or walking across this sign. This is what Mrinal did.
Okay, what are you doing?
Watch out. Do I need to be able to call 911?
Good job!
And as for me, my birthday in India had already started. So I did a royal walk wearing my crown and my sash. And who knew I'd actually have a red carpet. My friend Jessie had baked me chocolate cupcakes, which I carried with me all the way from home, and I ate here with my birthday crew. Imagine, at the Arctic Circle. Our amazing tour guide, who did all these awesome things throughout this trip, also got us a delicious bundt cake, which he topped with whipped cream. This was honestly a one-of-a-kind birthday celebration for me for sure.
Happy birthday to me! Happy birthday, happy birthday to me! No, my red carpet, no.
My birthday,
My red carpet, no! Bye! This is the northmost I can go, like in North America. Me, a traveler from Philadelphia.
This day was filled with unique once-in-a-lifetime experiences. It was made possible by our tour company and our guide. Thank God we did not drive here on our own. By taking the Arctic Circle Drive Adventure Tour, we were safe. There is no self-service the entire Dalton Highway, and local drivers communicate through radio. If, God forbid, anything would have gone wrong when we were on our own, we could land in major trouble. Luckily, none of that happened and we were back safe and sound. Well, I would recommend carrying some extra layer of clothing to stay warm, as it got pretty chilly in certain locations. Carrying extra food is always a good idea, even if you've signed up for hot meals with the tour company. Toilets are stinky, so wearing a mask may help a bit. Definitely carry disinfectant wipes because you're going to need it for hygiene purpose. Something else came in very handy for us, not just on this particular day but in the entire trip, and that was power banks to charge your phones. Well, the total journey was 16 hours from the pickup to the drop-off point, but for our mistake of not staying at Fairbanks, we ended up traveling 1.5 hours each during morning and night. So I cannot emphasize on this fact again that if you are taking this tour, please stay at Fairbanks, because once the trip is over and you are dead exhausted, you don't want to drive 1.5 hours back. If your hotel is near their company office, they will actually drop you off at the hotel. Well, this was episode 3 of our Alaska travel vlog series. I hope you're having fun watching these videos. I'll see you soon in episode 4. Until then, bye.